There's a lot of people that are around that don't have a lot of friends. They may be very lonely, or it's part of the way we live in New York City. I'm not one of them people. I've met way more than 1 million people.
I'm known as the Mosaic Man. It's kind of stuck.
Jim Power's mosaics have become an integral part of the Lower East Side in New York City, where you can't help but run into mosaics that pay homage to people, websites, and locations, but also give directions, send messages, and promote businesses.
I have set out to try to change the course of art globally through using mosaics built from discarded or reused material.
The tributes out here are real tributes to public workers. And that's what the bottom line there is, along with being public art. I am a Vietnam veteran. I saw some mosaic work over in Vietnam and some temples. When I got back from the service, I worked with one other veteran out in California doing mosaics. And the first thing was I broke up the tile and I was saving like the little flowers in the middle of it. Not realizing what I was doing, but I was assembling these visuals. Then got back to New York. And I thought, what it'd be wonderful to come down Park Avenue and do something nice on these otherwise dull planters. By 1987, I was moved back into the Lower East Side, ended up quitting an $8,000 a month job to do mosaics out in the public, and just got pulled into it. It's a wonderful place to work.
You know what? All they want is a form.
I was told that I would go get a permit to do the work. I printed up my own permit. When I went to the Department of Transportation, they said, well, the permit that exists only lasts for a year, then you got to take it down. I said, well, I hate to say this, but it's not going to come off. So to get around that, they authorized me to do the work. And by authorize me, there was no restrictions on it. And then all I had to do is I had to find funding myself and maintain the work as long as it would be out there, which I did. I just never found funding after that.
Local Lower East Side artist Clayton Patterson considers Jim a friend and inspiration. He first met Jim in 1985 while Jim was doing one of his mosaics on the corner of the street on the lamppost. Clayton started documenting him.
And you can see where I've actually taken up the gauntlet a little bit and done mosaics. Would like to continue to do mosaics. Jim is really one of the last characters. And I don't mean characters in a derogatory way. What I mean by is unique and special individuals. People that had their own personality and their own individuality.
I really love my dog. She's more.
While Jim is world famous for his mosaics and outgoing nature, he also has a friend who has become a fixture in New York, too. His dog, Jessie Jane.
My dog has met over 30,000, 40,000 people out here, and she remembers them all. Right, young Jessie? And I love my girl. Last year I spent $2,000 and I raised $200, but it took 8 months, and I thought, what a waste of my life. And that's what I'm trying to do. Funding me is not keeping me alive. Funding me is giving me the time to initiate these projects, which will go on for another 100 years.
I've been looking at your work for years, and I've been trying to figure out how you do it.
Yeah, the edges are removed, which is an easy thing.
He's been homeless. I've seen him sleeping on the street. I've seen him broken. I've seen him with broken bones and suffering and not having any money. And it's really absolutely necessary that Jim gets the support, the recognition, and the credit that he really deserves.
Rumor has it that I've done all of New York. Well, I haven't, and that's very embarrassing. I have some great ideas still. I want to see materials evolve, not just found objects, but whoa, look what we were about to throw out.
Like hieroglyphics, Jim's mosaics are built to last and are structured so they're safe for the public to interact with.
I can run my fingers. You have to run your fingers on this and feel how smooth that is, because all of the edges are removed. Is that amazing?
Jim is a very sharing person. That mosaic belongs to everybody. It's not his, it's ours. It's amazing how many people there all day long taking pictures of it. He has had kids put in that little piece of mosaic from like 25 years ago, and now they come back and they're an adult. So you have these people that actually have a real connection to art.
Oh, that's cool. Daddy, look.
Here, the streets become our living room. My work is out there like it's hanging on some museum wall, except everyone can enjoy it. And everyone does, and everybody cherishes it, that this is my neighborhood, this is where I come from. So there's a lot to be said for it, but we need it globally. We also need to get the youth involved. Have you seen these around the neighborhood on the light poles?
Yeah, and I saw them there. How beautiful they are.
Isn't it nice? Wouldn't it be nice if they were all over?
I had a dream that I saw mosaics, and they were like on buildings, and the whole world is like filled with mosaics, like every car and cement.
Couldn't have said it any better. I'm very lucky here because everyone knows me. I'm treated like somebody at a birthday party. You know what I mean? And that's nice that people feel that, like that young child coming up before.
It's not a kid.
Survive.
While Jim has worked to encourage children to get involved in mosaics, he has also worked with local artists, workers, and even those that are just trying to overcome addiction and hardship.
When you're dealing with people on heroin, and they did incredible work. Habit Crew were on serious drugs, and I dealt with all of that to get them off these drugs.
Some of Jim's work honors those that have passed. He's also very involved in showing the history of September 11th by creating messages to honor those that have fallen.
I'm a history teller because I put a lot of history into these things that somehow connect.
Without the public's involvement, it really wouldn't mean anything. Just another piece of work out here. I'm not doing this to stay sane. I came out here to do something.
And all I know is one thing, everybody's wondering what they're doing on the planet. I'm not.
It's my job. No choice.
Thank you.
You're welcome.